Texas A&M go 8-4. I don't think that they go 8-4. I think that
let's hypothetically act like they don't lose to Ole Miss by a score. Let's act like they don't lose to Appalachian State. Okay, they're hovering around 7-5, 8-4.
They got cleaned in the portal. That's why I'm worried. They didn't really bring that much in. They had a good recruiting class, but they didn't bring that many guys in to replace the litany of talent that went in the draft and that also left in the transfer portal. A lot of five-star kids hopped elsewhere, including a guy that LSU just got in Denver Harris. Anthony Lucas is significant to lose. All of these young guys that were coming up are gone. Now, I know that there's still five-star talent on this roster, but I just think it's so difficult to turn around after a drama-filled season when the locker room is a mess. I've been on a team when I was in college. My team was a lot worse than your team was at Southeastern Louisiana. My team had a lot of locker room issues, and we had one good year, and outside of that, none of us could rally as a team because we had locker room issues. I've seen what it's like. It is hard to rally together when you don't have faith in your head coach. I hope that they can figure it out because they've got a lot of explosive athletes. But for me, it's too risky to assume that everything comes together and everyone's bought in on Jimbo.
They did have some very big corner pieces at corner that they went and got, though.
That is true. They did pull a lot of corners in the
I know that they lost Denver Harris, but Tony Grimes and Josh DeBerry were also guys that are going to Texas A&M. They went and got a wide receiver in Tyron Smith, who a lot of people liked out of UTEP. I get what you're saying. By the way, they went and got a Jackson State player. They went and got Jalen Henderson, the quarterback from Fresno State. I know a lot of people don't like it, and I understand it. I know that they lost a lot, okay? It doesn't replace what they have on the offense and defensive lines, though, Joe. You've admitted this. You have admitted this.
Yeah.
They potentially, on both lines of scrimmage, every one of those guys could be top 4 round picks or higher. Would you agree? I mean, look, they have a lot of things on both lines of scrimmage that if they have remotely even a small pulse offensively, defensively, they have dudes. They have dudes now. So, and look, let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
It does not behoove me to say that I think A&M can be 8-4. Because you know, and I know, and the chat's already doing it, I'm getting ripped alive off of this. What do I do know? There's 2 things I know. Number one, they got 5-star talent all across the board. I think that they have more high-end talent than everybody on the list not named LSU and Alabama. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Auburn, and Mississippi State do not have those type of dudes up front. You know that, and I know that. Now, if Jimbo definitely takes a step back of the offense, which I would even still want him to be, if he radioed up to Bobby and said, listen, Bobby, they're going to be in cover 3. Jimbo is still an asset. Jimbo still knows what he's seen on a football field. If they remotely have a pulse, they will be fine. And what I mean by fine is 8-4-ish, 7-5-ish.
So you're talking about, if they have a pulse. I feel like they've been hooked up to life support for months now.
Yeah, but here's the truth. Mm-hmm. You could say, well, Blake, they beat LSU late in the season and LSU didn't have the depth, and A&M did. They are 4 points away and a field goal away from beating Alabama, who they beat the year before. How did they do that? Let me tell you how they did it. They have talent.
They do. But the problem that they've had under the whole time under Jimbo, in the down years that they've had, and so especially last year.
That's one.
Well, they had, besides one. They have had trouble cohesively playing as a team. Football more than any sport.
Offensively. Joe, yes. I can show you multiple times where they have position groups defensively, like last year. Joe, anybody in the chat, go look this up.
Okay.
They were number 1 in the least amount of passing yards allowed. Denver Harris didn't play all that.
Right. Obvious. Yes. And a lot of that is to the credit of the talent that's on the defensive side of the football. But I'm still pointing to, again, them losing all these guys, all the reported locker room issues. I just worry that if there is one sign of any type of trouble, there is just a little bit of resistance and they start to struggle. Can they rally together? Because right now I don't have enough evidence that they can do that. Because when things started to go bad last year, it felt like they all gave up on each other. That's just from as an outside onlooker, that's what it felt like.